was always a positive person, always upbeat, with a smile on his face, and very sensitive to people. And he ended up being our lawyer because we just really thought great of him. He was just a really, really great guy.
He was a pretty dynamic man, and he was like a second father to me for a long time.
I think that, you know, the biggest thing I took away from him was to be very ethical and to be polite and courteous. I think that in this profession it can get kind of lost sometimes.
Jack was the advocate in the community, one of the advocates in the community who really made it happen. I'm grateful.
Jack installed really the hard work and the giving back. Tom was very much like Jack. He always wanted to help out and give back to the community. And that's what Jack really installed in his kids more than anything else.
Incredible people, very, very smart, very diligent and hardworking, and good, solid people you can count on. That's hard to say these days because a lot of people, they don't take friendship seriously, and that's not the case with the DeMeos.
You know, to really explain it, I think you have to go back to his own grandmother. My great-great-grandmother came over from Italy, and she had 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls she had to raise by herself. And even then, you know, when they had nothing, she was still taking in kids in the neighborhood and taking care of them. So I guess you could say she was kind of unofficially one of Santa Rosa's first foster mothers. She definitely took care of kids in the old neighborhood, and you know, my great-grandfather and his brothers would get jobs to help out around the house and help support, you know, her helping kids. And I think ever since then the family has just really, you know, been motivated to help kids in the community, and that's probably how Valley of the Moon, you know, became so close to Grandpa's heart.
The one thing that really always touched me was his desire to help kids, and especially those who didn't have as much of an opportunity in life as everyone else may have. And Jack always was trying to help better their lives for them.
Those kids were really important to Jack. Almost as if they were members of his family. If he could have had each one of them in his house, I'm sure he would have. But in my working with Jack on the board and the Scholarship Foundation part of the board, the concern he had about how we were providing for those children as they needed immediate help, and then ongoing as they mature and age out of the system, realizing that they need a family.
One of the things that was mentioned early on, but when we decided to do this, was to look for advancing the education of kids and who are coming through the system. The board of directors has established scholarship funds for kids, and are certainly growing those would be very important. As what's been demonstrated is those kids who are able to finish high school and even then go on to higher education are going to be the ones who become contributors to the community and be the solid citizens that we hoped they would be.
Most of what we're doing now is still because of Jack. It's not, we haven't moved beyond what he was directly involved in. So we are still working on his initiatives and almost with his guidance still. But at some point we we do have to move forward.
He was always there to help, with a smile on his face.
You know, we all miss Grandpa so much. You can't replace him. He's, like I said, he's the best.